What's up, guys? What's up, guys? What's up, guys? Welcome back to Can't Talk, I'm Creating. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Can't Talk, I'm Creating. This is the last episode of the year, 2024. Final episode. I think this is episode 29. I believe the next episode, the first episode of 2025, is the 30th episode. Clap it up. 30 weeks in, almost nonstop. We'll just say nonstop. 30 weeks in, nonstop. Appreciate everybody who watches this, who tunes in, who subscribes. This episode is me and Logan. It's a different side of both of us. It's 10 a.m. off of me editing all night with no sleep, so I look like I'm dying in the episode. But it's pretty good. We actually get somewhat sentimental halfway through. I'm talking like Logan. I'm talking with my hands. We get like sentimental kind of halfway through. It's pretty good. I really enjoyed the episode. So appreciate you guys once again. Make sure you hit subscribe and like. And I'll see you at the end of this episode. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Can't Talk, I'm Creating. Podcast for creatives by creatives. We're here to talk. This is your look behind WaveChange Untitled Exports. And we're here today, bright and early. This might be the earliest podcast episode we've ever filmed.
10 o'clock. It's not that early.
It's definitely early for me. Well, it's late. It's late for me today.
Late for you today, yeah.
This was one of the crossing paths mornings.
Those are always good.
Yeah. You know, staying up late, working on Flea's next video, working on, I completely forget what else I cut.
We finished Jada Dawn.
Jada Dawn, yep. Fire. I know you were just talking about some stuff you want to talk about. You're on the phone.
I've actually was
having
just
some grievances.
I was just in my mind thinking if I wanted to publicly grieve or not. I'm deciding.
All right.
I'm mentally back and forthing right now. I think that there's definitely without picking a side, there's definitely a lot of hullabaloo going around right now with Spotify and them engaging in like multiple different types of widespread fraud, and it's definitely been a hot talking point on social media. I think that with anything that is a hot talking point in social media, you always have to remember that people are going to sensationalize it and give you their versions of what's going on because it's going to get them a higher share and comment rate than usual. It's a hot topic to talk about. It's no different than like music industry. Social media is no different than being an influencer anywhere else. You have to follow trends. You have to hop on trends. You have to do what's popular. You have to talk about what's popular. And that's something that I admittedly have never really engaged in. And it's not something that I think I plan on starting with today. Just because I don't know, for me to take the time out of my day to be, as much as I enjoy doing the content creation, as much as I'll sit here, and take an hour out or 2 hours, however long we end up sitting here, as much as I'll, come in on the days that I make the videos and bust one of those videos down in like 10 minutes, it's still, it's a challenge for me to be able to step away from actually serving clients and actually doing the business to go full into following the trends and making a video every day. Like, there's some days where I forget to do the story right away, and I'll do the story that I do every morning, and it'll be like 20 minutes late because I'm not even realizing like, oh shit, I forgot to post it. Because when I get in, there's always a rotating list. I have a notebook in my office that I like yellow paper and black pens, a yellow paper notebook in the office that every day I usually get 15 to 20 lines, sometimes more. And then as the day goes on, it ends up building usually to an entire page of things that I need to accomplish on a daily basis for myself, him, LLC4, all these things that I'm involved in I want to say for them to function, but I also don't want to act like they wouldn't function without me. I don't think they would function as well, including myself, including, everybody that we're working with. Like, I don't think that like you could, like you always say, if something happens to me, you could always just go back to just making the videos, what I mean? And nothing will change for you, you know what I mean? So
yeah, I
think that stuff like that, I don't want to, I do want to use the word, make sure that they function, and I'm going to, but I'm not using it in that way. But, I make sure that things function, and I have a hard time, like, for me to take, and the only reason I even wanted to do this because it was Christmas Eve, and the last time that we did this was Thanksgiving. You know what I mean? So if you notice, there's a theme here with these podcasts. When on a day like today, when I know that like 80% of the people that I deal with are going to be gone from now until the 1st, or probably like the 30th, because people will start doing their New Year, New Me around the 30th, and that will start up, and that's when people will start to like want to get on. Like people are gonna want to shoot a lot of videos that week. They're gonna want them done really fast. You know what I mean? Because it's New Year, New Me. You know what I mean? Like they have the 11 months afterwards mean nothing but New Year, New Me.
Yeah.
We're gonna take advantage of that for the first probably run some deals, New Year deals, whatever. You know, get people in here. But either way, you know, I find it very challenging to step away from that on a daily basis. And I think it's like to the point where, you know, I would even tell somebody like, oh, well, you know, there's 24 hours in a day, but I'm rolling out of bed at 6, you know, I'm here by 6:30 to 6:45, depending on if I stop to get a water or if I just come straight here. If there's, you know, I don't live far, but sometimes I get caught behind the school bus, which is a lot of the times why I make those school bus videos when I talk about like the kids hustling, because like, that's the only thing that I can think about. Like, damn, like, how did I not get out here before some fucking 13-year-old? I really be taking that shit to heart. And it really, like, sets me up hot for the morning. But either way, you know, I find it challenging to step away from that. And I would tell somebody that wasn't in my situation, like, oh, we'll just, you know, stay later, you know, because I stay until about 6 o'clock every day. I'm doing a 11-hour day, 7 days a week, or 6 days a week. Because Sunday I usually o'clock. But at the end of the day, I'm doing these 11-hour days, 6 days in a week. I still have, you know, we have the dog. I still have my wife. I still have a house to maintain. You know, I don't live with anybody, so there's nobody to do law and order in the house if I don't do it. So I'm not really in a position. I'm in bed by 11, so I'm not really in a position to stay later. And if I wanted to, I could, but for me, I don't really see the immediate benefit of having more likes and shit on social media, because as of right now, I'm not to say that I'm not taking on new clients, but I'm not answering my DMs for clients. You know, like if you want to work with me, you got to come find me somewhere. You know what I mean? Like you got to find me at an event or find me out somewhere or find somebody that has my number that can connect us. You know, like I have to set some level of where I got to draw the line with people and who can get the time and who can't. And if you can't get to me outside of my DM, then, you know, you're probably missing what we're going to need to do this professionally anyway. You know what I mean?
It definitely. I was thinking about the other day, honestly, how you balance so many different, like the logistics of so many different things, from like Untitled Exports, LLC4, WaveChange, and just everything. Because I avoided just doing wave changes.
I don't feel alive if I'm not doing logistics. Like logistics is what gives me the life. You know what I mean? It's what makes me go, you know, like being able to look at something that, in your case, like there's two types of logistics. There's logistics for people that don't have an interest in figuring it out. There's logistics for people that don't want to know how to figure it out, or I guess that's the same thing, that aren't willing to learn how to figure it out, or otherwise aren't able to piece something like that together for whatever reason. And I enjoy it both for different reasons. You know what I mean? Like helping somebody like you is enjoyable because I get to watch, like, even I've told people have told me this, and I've told you before, like, I don't remember who it was, that somebody was like, oh, like I see Corey, he's always smiling, you know what I mean? And I don't remember who told me that. It was one of the artists that we work with. And it was just like, for me, that's the enjoyable part that I don't really get with the people that don't have the passion for what they're doing. Like somebody that wants to be an artist that doesn't, and I don't want to say doesn't appreciate, like in an ingrateful way, but that doesn't appreciate the growth, and that is so focused on being like a huge artist that they don't see the mini steps that they're taking. I don't really get the same, like, I don't want to use the word high, but I don't get the same high from helping somebody like that than I do like getting to actually like witness like real growth and development in a human being, like with the business and the personal development. You know what I mean? Like we've developed the type of weed we're smoking. We've developed the type of business we're doing. You know what I mean? Like just to watch just a person go from like not counting skill level detached completely. Somebody that was as far as and how they were like running their business and how they were balancing everything, I would give a 1 out of 10. Skill, we're not talking at all. Just how you are handling yourself. And like not even yourself, but like the business and clients, and like you're saying, like stressed out with 5 videos a month, you know what I mean? Like I would rate it a 1 or 2, no offense. Now it's like been awesome to see it go to 3 and then 4 and then 5, and then now it's like where I stand, it's like an 8, 9 right now, you know what I mean? it doesn't really get much better than this with the
Yeah.
outside of just more money. You know what I mean? Which
Yeah.
allows that step from 8 to 10, you know, because the step from 8 to 10 is like new car, you know what I mean? Like all
Yeah.
that type of stuff. And we still got some
Yeah.
time to get there, but new space upgrades, new equipment, team upgrades, like leveling up the skill because of, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like being
everything.
able to focus more on leveling up the skill because you're not having to spend any time thinking about where the videos are coming from or even where they are, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you write a treatment based on things that I've already determined with a client, so the only thinking you have to do is creatively. I've removed all non-creative thinking, and I think that's what has been really great to see because you're also one of the few people that is what I would say given me complete trust in what we're going to accomplish here, and I'd like to say that I haven't let you down. You know
No,
what I
yeah,
mean?
not at all.
It's just been great, you know. Not to start off so sentimental, but it's just that's the part of the experience that honestly, you know, if I'm speaking honestly, this is the first time that I've gotten to see and have like be the coach fully. You know what I mean? Like for a full team of people that like just doesn't ask questions. That's what it takes to be successful. If it doesn't work, then you kick me out. You know what I mean? But it's like with giving somebody complete control and not questioning anything outside of like the who, what, when, where, why. You know what I mean? But not being like, oh well, like I think we should do this. You know, and
Yeah.
like when it comes to the business side of things, like you know, even with the free work, like we were just talking about it the other day, that like there's been many times where I have strategically placed free work and it is drummed up and been major growth points in the business and new opportunities because that's just like what it takes. And every single part of it, you know, I just think it's been so great to just sit and watch, you know, and just having been in damn near full control of it, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
outside of the creative, because I don't want nothing to do with that. You know, I think it's just been awesome just to watch it. I mean, because this is the first time I've been this close seeing people every day.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, no, it's definitely. I mean, I used to say it all the time that all I need, like, all I wanted was somebody who could just. I just want to be able to create. Like, I know that I can fulfill an amazing product if that's all I have to do,
Yeah.
and somebody just has to sell it. Basically, someone has to steer it, and like kind of going on your point of talking about just like the trust behind it. It's kind of just like the like like proving it, not you. There was nothing you were gonna say to me to prove it. It was just having known you and seeing your business grow and being like, okay, seeing you do that, and then like you said, every decision you've made, whether it is free work for somebody working with this person or doing this or like whatever, it's proved like an outcome has been proved.
Yeah.
So every time it's just
like-
proved more. So now it's like you could tell me we're going to do a whole month not getting paid whatsoever. Cool. Because I also trust that you are taking into account. You're not just throwing this idea out
Yeah.
to do this thing. Like you are operating like operating the business, so you know like what the bills are. You know what this is, so the decisions are thought out
Right.
over like throughout the whole thing. Because it's not just you thinking, oh, this would be a good idea because this person is connected.
And I think it's just been just a great journey up into this point. We're only like because even the way that it started, like it didn't start like this. Like it started, you were just gonna rent a room here. You know what I mean? And that was
Yeah.
it. And when I was looking at it from the beginning, it's like, oh shit, all right, yeah, like if I'm being frank, like, oh, I finally have access to a cheap video in the office. You know what I mean? And then as time went on, I think that to my point, I was just able to show at the beginning, it was very obvious the difference between a video that you were trying to book in the DMs and a video that I set up. And then quickly the team's consensus been that this experience is far superior to this experience. So this experience needs to cease and it needs to come to this experience and mold into one.
Yeah.
And that's how it went. And that's the best way to do it because I didn't ask to do this. I was more than willing and more than happy to, but it wasn't my goal to wake up and be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna just, you know, because even people have asked you, and you obviously you're doing the editing, so you can cut it out, but people have even asked you, like, are you like comfortable with this guy like coming in and just taking everything over? And it's like everybody's just so scarred by horrible experiences in this industry that they can't possibly fathom that somebody like me could actually benefit somebody without benefiting myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, like, and and this is just like even the way that my pay structure is, it is extremely lax compared to what somebody else that was doing
Yeah.
what I would do would want. It's
Yeah.
like literally it's enough to handle one or two things a month for me and make one or two things easier. It's we both know it's not, we've talked about my numbers. It's not changing my life, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's the point, is like it's so unfathomable that something like that exists, that there's
Yeah.
somebody like me that's willing to do this, not only just with you, but with anybody that has something legitimate. You know what I mean? Like, I think at the end of the day, it's just understanding that, like, not everybody is bad. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people that are bad. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people that are horrible. There's a lot of people that will steal from you, that will scam you, but not everybody is like that. And I think that at the end of the day, like, I don't even take anything from every video. I don't take anything from any video.
A good way, I think, a good easy way, I think, for artists to kind of weed out the scams and the people who are legit is just asking a lot of questions, just nonstop, because just based on working with you and working with other teams, the other teams, the bad teams, are gonna find ways to shut your questions down and to rope around, but a legitimate business has answers to the question, because
there's no question
because
that
it
I can't answer.
yeah, because it operates it. What do you need to know? What do you need? So just keep asking questions until you don't have questions,
And
and you're convinced.
ask them friendly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because also, like, there is something with me, you know what I mean, where I am a very respectful person. I know damn well I'm not doing bad business with anybody. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, when you're asking somebody questions and you're working with somebody, it's all about how you ask them. If you ask, like, even because when I have an answer for everything, but when I get asked a question in a way where I know the person is expecting me not to know the answer and is trying to, like, walk me down on a conversation, it's just very frustrating. And it's one of the only times that I may have an issue with somebody, is when I feel like the line of questioning that I'm getting is not because they want answers, but it's because they want to catch me in some type of lie, and they're pulling this up, and, oh, what about this text at this time? And that's why I'm very big on sitting down with people. I don't like doing the texting thing when it comes to business. I don't like doing the phone call thing when it comes to business, because I like to see people physically, because it's the information is being passed one to one. When text messaging is going on, everything in this industry changes by the day. Like, for example, we were talking about the platform that we're working with, that we're going to try and bring here. We just need to find one more person. I'm not going to throw his business out there, but he's giving us a little bit of a discount because we're booking a couple in one day. If somebody were to ask me today how much that platform is, the answer they would get today versus the answer they would get on January 1st is going to be two different answers, but I'm going to look like I'm scamming them if I'm just responding in a text message saying, oh, it's this much, and then a week later I'm saying it's this much. That's how much it was at that point. This is how much it is now. That's why I like sitting with people, because I also don't inflate my prices. Like, if you want to get on a platform and you want to work with me, I'm not charging you a premium above the price of the platform. If you want to go on any of these rap platforms, I have access to all of them. I charge 1-to-1. If they charge me $500, I'm charging the client $500, and they're paying it directly to the company. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, like, the shit moves so fluidly, and I'm always getting different prices. Never more than the public price, but sometimes I'm getting deals because I'm booking multiple of them, and that's just what I want to get people to understand, and that's what I want to get people to realize, is that you got to ask questions, and I encourage asking questions, but ask them. There's a difference between saying, hey, so what was that? You were talking the other day about platform X. How much was it again? I can get a response then. Yo, you said that platform was X month, it was $500, right? That shit better be $500 today. And it's like, I'll have people that will speak to me like that. You know what I mean? And it's just, I'll never understand what the goal behind that method of questioning, you know what I mean, that methodology of asking people questions, because there's an answer for everything. You just have to ask. You just have to be respectful. You know what I mean? Don't beat down somebody's line, and don't, you know, and then also too, like, you know, you got to realize that I'm here 6:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. I'm asleep at 1 in the morning. If you call me or text me a question, I'm not going to answer it, not because I'm dubbing you, but there's been times where I've woken up to 4 or 5 missed calls, text messages, like, oh, I'm paying you my money. And it's just, that's why I've been a little bit more careful about who I'm working with, because I forget who told me this lesson, but a while ago, years ago, somebody that was very successful had told me, not all money is good money. And that's something that a lot of people say, you know what I mean? But it's very true. There's even been clients that not a lot of them, I want to say there's only been one or two that I felt like this, but there's been some clients that I feel like just have made it to the point where it's like your money is not worth it. You know what I mean? And it's not even about like, being hard to work with or having a specific vision, because you can have a specific vision and we can make anything happen. But it's like, you show up 3-4 hours late, you know what I mean? Like, you're not ready when you get there. We got to wait for more, you know what I mean? It's like, there's just situations where doing a video with or doing anything with a specific person comes with, that the extra hours that it's going to take to deal with that human being make the price that person's paying not worth it. Because you might have to spend, if you're going to work with somebody over the course of a project on a video, we're going to spend 2 or 3 weeks talking with this person. If there's some clients that will book a video that I will get them the treatment, they'll like the idea, they'll book the day, they'll text me a couple days beforehand to confirm, they'll be here, within an hour of the time they're supposed to start, which I think is acceptable. We'll get started, they'll be good. Then there's some people that will text me every day, asking if we're confirmed, asking if I have this, if I'm sure that I can do this. And it's like, if I'm going to talk for 3 weeks and you're going to book for something that's 3 weeks out, I'm going to spend 30 hours, 20 or 30 hours extra. You might have to spend 20 or 30 hours extra answering questions that I can't answer because I need you to answer them. And it's just, at that point, it's just not worth the business. And I would never charge somebody more, something like that. I would just choose not to embark on another one with them unless they chose to take their communication standard down. So, I'm willing to spend 10 hours talking to somebody in the course of a couple of weeks, a couple 20, 30-minute calls talking about the idea. Like, I'm cool with that, but it's like, the shit doesn't move fast enough to have a different piece of information every day.
Yeah, no, but I actually think there's a good pivot into one of the points I had written down. But yeah, like, not every, as much as we talk about like scaling business and working with everybody and be flexible, you don't have to work with everybody. And
yeah,
like,
I work with anybody skill level wise. I don't care about how good or bad your music is. I don't care about how good or bad your image is. I don't care if you have 20 Instagram followers. I'll work with anybody. It's a personal thing. It's how that person carries themselves is what I'm concerned. I'm not concerned with anything else.
Yeah, 100%. And to kind of pivot, talking about clients, something, I mean, we talk about it, and not a lot, but it definitely comes up, is like people going on their stories and on social media and almost like talking down on the people who aren't using their service.
Yeah.
That whole idea blows my mind, going on your story and telling you're wrong because you're not booked with me because I'm so talented. Me and Steve were talking about it the other day, and no matter how talented somebody is, that doesn't entitle you. No matter how skilled I am, I'm not entitled for you to spend your money with me.
You would do that if you want to.
That's it's your job as a service provider. It's my job to convince you why you should work with me. That's part of your job.
And I would sit here and say, as far as passion, true passion for creating videos, I don't think that there's anybody that I've met. I've worked with a lot of people. I don't think I've ever met a director that's as passionate about just creating visual art and visual effects and turning, making this table look like something for the background of a video, that like truly takes as much passion into it as you guys do. You and Steve and Jose included, you know what I mean? Like, you guys are really like some of the most passionate people in the art I've met, and I would stand on that. And I tell people all the time that we're the most passionate people to work with. I've never told one person we make the best videos.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because who cares? The best video is subjective. My best video and your best video and Steve's video and Jay, Chelsea, Gigi, you know what I mean? Like, there's one video at the office that is Gigi's favorite video, 'cause she always barks when it plays. And it's the only video that she barks at. So even the dog has a video that she likes. You know what I mean? So it's like, at the end of the day, video, who's the best video person is subjective. I'm going off who's going to deliver the fastest, best product with the most passion involved, with the most care for your experience, because that's what money can't buy. Money can't buy passion. Money can buy the best directors and the best equipment and the best cameras and the best all that, but it can't buy a passionate person standing behind it. Yeah. It can buy a skilled person. You can get a highly skilled and motivated individual, but you can't buy passion. Can't buy passion for music either. There's some artists that we deal with that feel like they don't even want to be here when they're shooting the videos. You know what I mean? They feel like they're doing it because they feel obligated. There's people that have told us, I'm only here, for lack of a better term, I'm only here so I don't get fined. You know what I mean? Like that genuinely don't have any interesting content, but know that they have to do it, and that's the only reason that they do. They just put the entire idea on us, which you love, you know what I mean? To just completely scale something from the ground up.
Yeah.
Not to say that we don't love working with other people's ideas, because I think that bringing any idea is something that you and I are, and I'm passionate about bringing ideas to life on the logistical side. You know what I mean? I have true passion for seeing and looking at something that most people would be like, you know what I mean? And being like, oh yeah, we just got to do this, and then we got to do this, and then this, and then this, and then this, and this, and everything can be dialed down to a number of steps, and then those steps can be looked at with the amount of time that you have, and it's either gonna happen or it's not.
And see, talking about passion, you clearly have passion for
logistics.
That.
I love them.
And that is I think it's a super important thing is passion, because like you said, we're like, it makes a huge difference to me when the artist is passionate about being here in the art, and like that it makes the video comes out better. Everything.
And somebody
so much
that's
better.
passionate is not going to go on their story and talk negative about somebody else. It's not going to happen. Because they're going to be too passionate about their art. And on top of that, back to what I was saying before, what I said, I mean, I would say a big part of, like, even you and like we get a podcast episode out. I think we only missed 2 weeks, 2 different weeks,
2 weeks separately.
Yeah. So it's like, even with the podcast episodes, we get them out. Like, we try and, Flicks by Shay, you know what I mean? We try and be posting regularly, but like, I don't think that just like I said, people that have the time to go on their story and put up multiple stories a week and a day, talking negatively about other people, but then also talking about how booked and busy they are. I mean, those are contradicting statements. If you were booked and busy, you wouldn't be worried about why people are shooting with other videographers. You know what I mean? And you have absolutely no concern with if somebody shoots a video with you or somebody else. The only reason that I have concern is because I want market share. And market share is a logistical and business side of the things, because and my goal is by this time next year for us to have 75% of the market share of this tri-state area, and that's going to require other directors, bringing other people into the frame, having people that are under the umbrella that have their own thing going on, you know what I mean, that just direct with our logo is going to be something we're going to have to bring in. We'll, refer them work, start booking videos in other cities, you know what I mean, and that's part of that will be that, because we'll have to stretch to Philly, we'll have to stretch to New York, and eventually we're going to stretch to Boston soon, because like I said, I have my some friends up there. Shout out Snake. My boy Snake is putting up a studio up there that we're going to be able to work out of. A guy doesn't want anything from us. He just wants to come up there and work with us. You know what I mean? So we're going to go up there and do some stuff with him and work in his studio and start doing videos in Massachusetts, and start going up there for a couple days at a time, dominating that market, and when I say dominating, I mean it in a positive way. We will work with anybody that wants to work with us. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't want to work with us, then I can't help you. But like, we're not trying to take anybody's spot. That's not what we're focused on.
We're just trying to make videos, and we'll never
expand the business.
There really isn't a reason we say no to videos. We're just excited. Like that's really what it comes out to me.
We're going to buttfuck PA for a video in a couple of weeks.
Being excited to make videos.
We went to West Virginia to make videos.
Like today, there was two separate shoots today, and then you asked me, like, do you want like O-Dog slid through and did another, and you're like, do you want to shoot? I was like, we there's time. Tell them to come. I'm more than happy to take on like more work. And yeah, I don't know. I always found it interesting, even way back when. Like, I was always busy with something. Even if I didn't have paying clients, or like even before that, I always was just creating videos and stuff. So I never had time to like worry about complaining on like I just don't see the value in that. Do you think that like that's going to
turns customers off?
The biggest tip I can give to anybody is the only thing that has brought me more customers posting wise is posting my work. Making a dope video and posting the video, and whether it's once a day, making verticals of it, is just posting quality work. It's almost 1-to-1 that you've asked me before, like when it's a slow week or whether it's slow, and I'm just like, we haven't been posting this week. Watch. Yeah. When I post next week, there'll be 1 or 2 people in the DM wanting to work. Every time. I posted a story of Shay's video 2 days ago, and sure enough, there was somebody responded to the story saying, I'm going to have some ideas for you in like a week or 2. I'll hit you guys up. Post quality work.
And most people would see that DM and be like, don't hit me till your money ready.
Well, like, never turn people down.
Or they'd screenshot it and put it on their story and be like, yo, this why I can't fuck with y'all.
Hit me up when your deposit ready.
Yeah, like You ain't gonna get no money like that.
There's no reason to ever put any net like, bet. Let me know when you're ready. Like plant that seed and keep it pushing. Post another video the next day because the only thing that has ever translated to clients for me is just posting the product.
Yeah, that's all that ever will.
I can never say anything to convince somebody. I can never do I just show them what somebody else got, and that little bit of damn, I want that.
Yeah.
Boom.
That's
and
all
just
it comes down
kind
to.
of like we talk about with the artist posting too, as videographers, photographers, post every day. If your post today missed, pull
Post
something else
tomorrow.
out of the vault and post it tomorrow, and just be active. It should be even easier on that side, in my opinion, for the photographers and videographers because your job is creating content.
Absolutely.
I have endless amount of content to post because I'm
All we're doing
making
is
content for so.
on a regular basis.
Post your content. That's how to get sales. Stop complain on your close friends.
Yeah.
That's where you should be complaining.
Because there's definitely don't get me wrong. There's a lot to complain about. Like it's not easy to work with developing artists.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of them are working jobs. Their schedules are odd. You know, we're shooting sometimes at 8:30, 9, 10 o'clock. You know what I mean? Like, we just gotta. That's what we're here for, though, is to serve people.
Yeah, that's where I think realizing that because we'll complain to each other. Me and Steve complain all day. Just in passing, editing. Oh, I'm still working on this thing. Just like
Yeah.
But it's realizing the value of it's okay to complain. We're humans. Complain to your boy. Complain to whoever you work.
Don't complain to the internet.
Yeah, seeing the value. There's really no value besides my internal value of posting this angry statement.
Yeah.
In the grand scheme, it's not
helping anybody.
There's no point. And there's times that I want to post stuff that I see something or and then I go and think about it.
You come back to reality for a second.
What's the point of me doing this? I'm gonna be over in an hour and probably delete the story.
Yeah, it's just that I'm very passionate about this shit. I'm very passionate about what I do. I'm very passionate about being the best. Very passionate about being successful. My new goal
secret.
too. My original goal was to be like the CEO of a major record label. But with this recent movement into the film side of things and doing the production and everything and just really being the CEO of another person's business, and fully embodying it to the point where like I said, I'm the director of all operations.
Yeah,
you know
you're
what
CEO
I mean?
of WaveChange.
And being able to experience that, I think I've decided that my ultimate goal, and this is gonna sound crazy, but I don't think that. So I seen a graphic the other day of a bunch of CEOs, high-ranking CEOs, and their yearly salaries. I know a lot about the music industry. I know a lot about how much money is able to be made on the highest level, the lowest level, medium levels, and I think that this industry is no longer able to get me to the net worth that I'd like to get to, which is billions of dollars. And I don't think that there's any music billionaires. And I think that the new goal has to be to become a CEO and use this and build these two brands, sell mine to a record label, operate it, and then get this to the point where this works, put somebody else into, because this is not a hard business to run, put somebody else in this position, supervise them, and then I go to a different industry, like I don't even know where, but
you should look into Rob Dyrdek because that's what he does now.
Really?
He started a company. I might butcher it, but he has a company where he basically will find WaveChanges. Whatever vetting process he has, but he'll find businesses, and I don't know if he partners 50-50, but he comes on as their CEO, scales them to whatever point, and then either sells it off or
that's what I think I need.
Or
to
stays
do.
a partner and takes a percentage. But I could see you doing that where you just come in to a business.
I don't think I'm made
you
to
scale
sell.
it.
I love doing the marketing.
Sell but I just think you like the challenge of it.
I love the music, and that's why, because music is very challenging. It's challenging
I
to
think
get results.
I think
I'm gonna have
challenge
to
of
do
it.
that eventually.
Because I think
I'm not gonna make
said,
no $100 million a year. It's impossible to make $100 million a year.
Yeah.
Even the art, not even Drake doesn't make $100 million.
I definitely think it's a challenge, and I think you've seen the music industry. You've done it. You've seen, like you said, on all levels. So you're probably just looking for another challenge. And I think you noticed that taking on WaveChange and doing something that
Fun
isn't
challenge.
the music and seeing, this is cool to.
I mean, because these numbers that we talk, like that little episode that we did, the thing, those weren't fake numbers. It's really been 400 or 500% growth, and that's not something to like shake a stick at, you know what I
No.
mean? Like that's, and it's not like you, and to preface this, it's not like you were earning $0 before. So it's not like, oh, we went from $0 a month to $500 a month, and that's like, no, it's definitely not that. It's true 5-figure, almost 5x growth in one calendar year. That is what's you're not just gonna get that. And then even like just embarking on the new thing with Steve, you know what I mean? We're gonna but we're just gonna basically try and make a more of a, and Victor too, make more of an attack into the business content side of things, and that will end up being a separate business that I will also lead, and then that will sell, because this can't. That will sell, you know what I mean? Like I'll build a creative agency for businesses that I can sell for $50 million or $20 million, and that can be the first exit that I have.
Yeah, I could definitely see you getting into that, like into scaling and selling businesses.
Because
like,
theoretically, because here's the thing, right? Like, there's no difference between you and a kid your age that does what you do for businesses. There's no difference, you know what I mean? And unfortunately, the reason why I think we've been able to dominate and do a 4x, 5x in 9 months is because the level of business that most people in this industry, the level of business and CEO level of business and really like business planning, business growth, business development, like the level of that is in this camera industry, unfortunately, is most people are operating on a 2, 3, you know what I mean? And that's what makes it and has made it so easy to go, is that just with basic customer service, we've been able to stand out tenfold against the competitor, because you're not doing everything. And when somebody's doing everything, there's always going to be pitfalls. There's always going to be something's going to have to wait. There's why can we function on a holiday? And why, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, we're functioning on a holiday because I can do my job. You can do yours. You can do it from there. You can do it from here. I can do it from anywhere. Business can still get done. People can still talk to us. Like, it's not one man army where you have to, if you're, you know, people don't do gifts at the same time. Who knows when you're going to do gifts tomorrow? But I'm not even doing gifts tomorrow, because I'm doing them on Saturday, because I have to go to Massachusetts because my mom's working tomorrow. So it's like, at the end of the day, like, that's why this company can function. If it was just you, how would it function? What are you going to do? Respond to DMs while your mom's handing you a fucking gift, while you're trying to gift your mom something? You know what I mean? Like, you're going to fucking be answering DMs and replying to people? Like, get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? But it's an unrealistic expectation to think that you can get to $1 million a year as a solo video cameraman, because it's impossible.
No, you're banking on an artist you work with going viral and taking you like that. You can't do it. And I think the big difference, you said, a lot of people that like are in what we're doing, especially around us, nobody treats this industry like a business.
No.
The same way if I opened up a dentist shop, like a dentist shop, like anything, it's treated like a business, and people don't treat this as like.
No,
so all we had to do was just treat this as an average business, like your average startup business, and it blows everything else out of the water, because nothing is operating. As where if I open a tattoo shop, other tattoo shops are operating like businesses.
Yep. And the ones that aren't don't succeed.
Yeah.
Why do so many bars go out of business? Because they're ran by alcoholics that can't run the business properly. Why do so many businesses go out of business? Because the people that run the business can't operate a business. Because serving a product and delivering a product is a completely different animal and needs to be focused on entirely, at the same time that running a business needs to be focused. You need two people. That's why one-man armies, you need somebody that's willing to do 2 12-hour days and make the products and deliver the products from 9 a.m. to 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. and then do the other work from 6 p.m. to fucking 1. You know what I mean? And that's the only reason why. That's why one-man armies work, because the ones that are willing to go to that level are the ones that succeed, until eventually somebody like me steps in and says, yo, let's take this, let's start focusing more on this, let's change this. Somebody that has customer service experience and knows what they're doing. Whereas at the end of the day, if you're not doing that and you're not having that experience, it's not going to grow the same way, because you just can't grow a business without treating it like a business. Tracking your customers, tracking growth having spreadsheets of information, understanding how many videos you're doing, how much money you're making every month, understanding why you made less money or more money one month, and correcting mistakes to even it out the next month. And it's just, that's, if you don't have somebody thinking about that, it's never going to change. It's going to just always just choo, 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 choo,
Yeah.
choo.
I
Because
mean,
it always goes like this. But if you spread it out over the year, it goes like this.
yeah, and you can track it. I mean, even
We
just
should draw in the line on the edit.
yeah, even just prior to you, I couldn't have told you, like, I had an idea of month to month what I made, but I couldn't predict how, like, I couldn't have scaled more videos because I couldn't have told you if I could fit more
Yeah.
videos. There wasn't even, I don't know. Like, there was no way to scale it. There was no, because I didn't know how long a video
Right.
would take me. I would just do the video, and when I felt it was done, it was done.
Were you 12 houring? Because you're 11, 12 in a day too. Were you 12 houring 15:44, 7, 12, 7?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. I was probably on the same schedule. It was a lot easier.
So there wasn't as much work. What were you doing? Like, what were you doing?
I was spending
more
more
of
time on
each individual?
just sitting on the videos. Yeah, but it was a lot less efficient editing time. It would just be a lot more playback at the ideas. There was also I wasn't writing treatments.
It's crazy because the videos have gotten better.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
you're-
there's no, because there was no pre-planning on a lot of the videos. There was
Yeah.
no treatments, so a lot of what I'm doing now with the treatments, I was doing in the edit. I would shoot whatever, and then in the edit, I was piecing it together. So I would
Yeah.
watch it,
Yeah,
figure it
you
out.
have to
Oh,
sift
this.
through all the footage.
Yeah. Oh,
figure-
I'm gonna do this. Oh, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah,
Now
there's
we're
no shot
intentionally
lists.
shooting for the
Yeah.
edit, and then knowing, so it just makes
and
it.
multiple people are here to
Yeah.
cut color.
That's exactly like work smarter, not harder.
Yeah.
I was working arguably harder then. So I
Really?
was just spending probably more hours in front of the computer.
Wow.
Like, I'm probably physically here more now.
Yeah.
But I can take a break and go out here and talk to Steve for 20 minutes and do something, and well,
Lay down.
the time's
play
much
the
more
game for a
efficient.
little bit,
Yeah.
Take a break.
I'm doing less editing
something to
hours
eat,
then,
you know?
but like you said, the videos are getting better in this
Yeah.
because it's efficient work.
I mean, from where I stand, the videos have gotten 5 times better since you moved.
Infinitely better.
Like,
I mean, even
5
just
times better.
like
I think they were always good videos, but I think now they stand up to anybody's video.
mm,
Like anybody, you could put anybody's video next to one of ours, and ours isn't going to look horrible.
yeah,
You know
no,
what I mean?
yeah.
Like, it's going to look arguably just as good. With the concept, the backgrounds, whatever. People have more money to shoot than us. Some people are doing $30,000
Yeah,
budgets. Our
the-
biggest to this point is 3,500. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's like,
besides money for extra models,
Effects and all
locations,
that
stuff,
shit.
anything like that, and more money just so we could put more time into it,
Right.
because we were just talking about that, how part of the reason is having a bigger budget allows more time on the edit to refine the edits,
Yeah.
make them more, like, that's another thing that people
and there's
don't.
a difference between more time refining and more time organizing too. Because to your point, you were spending more time on the videos, but a lot of it was organizational,
Yeah.
figuring out what was
Yeah.
going to go where. Whereas now, the more time can be spent refining, and that's a big part of, I think, why the videos get better. Because I would assume that it was this like outside of figuring that out, like the cutting. I'm sure there's no reason why you would have got faster at cutting. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
shit like that. You know what I mean? That doesn't really like cutting. Once you know how to cut, you know how to
Yeah.
cut. You know what I mean? So after you figured out the animal of what all the footage is, which now is pre-done, like you're spending the same time cutting. So now all of your time is spent, and every video is getting more refinement because it's getting less organization on the computer because it's completely organized in the way that it's shot, and you have multiple resources to go by and look at to determine what goes where. And even too, having a shot list, like I would assume also like there'd be a lot of, run that back, like, one more time, you know what I mean? Whereas we only have to shoot things once or twice, unless
Yeah.
the artist makes a mistake. We know that we have more than enough footage,
Yeah.
And even the time shooting, like, would you say that the time spent on each video shooting has gone down with we shot a video yesterday with 3 or 4 scenes in 45 minutes, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
was that happening at 1544 too, or was it taking longer to shoot the videos because it wasn't as
It was probably around the same time, but again, it was more efficient. The whole time there was spent. Well, I would set up a shot, shoot it, and then while doing that shot, I'd figure out a shot that I like better. And I was just shooting a lot of stuff that I didn't end up using because I'm figuring it out in the moment. As to where now, I would say, we're shooting wise, yeah, we're efficient. There's just a lot more now downtime where we don't have to, like, besides when there needs to be a rush, the artist can take his time changing and the artist can do this. But we're definitely way more efficient shooting wise. Like just the actual time filming 100%. Because like you said, if it like we can get a video with the right planning and stuff, you can get a video done in 45 minutes and it doesn't necessarily affect.
The client was about an hour late, so we had that whole hour to set up every shot.
Yeah.
It's the point where all we had to do is drag the artist a couple of places. 45 minutes of a 2-minute song is still like 20 shots. You know what I mean? 25 shots.
Yeah, and that's one thing I've never even honestly thought much about that. That the having a bigger budget allows us to have that time because the people, the artists, you're paying the team's time to be towards your video. If the video is $2,000, we can allow more time because we don't have to book other videos to cover whatever costs. So we can spend longer time setting up and putting whether it is the setup, the pre-planning, the building the set. We can build a way better set if we have 2 days to allot to it or 45 minutes to allot to it. And that just comes with
case in point, the swing.
Yeah, this won't be out by then, but one of the artists we work with, we've talked about it on one of the episodes that we built a whole custom set just for that video because we had a larger budget, so we were able to allot more time to where we could have it built, the supplies for it and all that, and just scale the video from being able to put more resources into it. Because depending on the budget, I think we've talked about that, we don't change what we make.
No.
What we make is the same.
I was just gonna say that.
Is the bare minimum, the cost of the video.
We had $800 extra to spend, and we spent probably $795. You know what I mean? Like we didn't keep any extra money, and that's why we were able to make that video leaps and bounds better. And that's why when it comes out, I think it's going to be a real pivotal moment just for the ability. Because the thing is just speaking to market share, I think that we are the only production house to have put out multiple videos like that in the last quarter. Like we did the video with Cell that we had a substantially higher budget to the point where we rented a location that was like $700 just the location. You know what I mean? We were able to get a full get full U-Haul boxes. We didn't, but our pay was only $200 extra out of the $3,500 budget because it was a 12-hour day.
Yeah, it was a longer
You know what
shoot.
I mean? And it's like, and even then, a 12-hour day, we charged $300 extra for 7 people to be on set for a 12-hour day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like
that's the thing that like just extra budget also comes with having access to us longer.
Right.
Like we work,
you know, we were able to block out an entire day for that. You know, we got that shoot done, and that was just something to show like that this is what's possible. And I'd like to, and that's why I'm even talking about this right now, is that I don't maybe the WaveChange page, this would be a good one for them to post. Like if we could chop this up into like a little montage, but like I'd like to post something just educating people on the fact that like the videos can be like that and it's not $10,000. You know what I mean? Because I think a lot of people have a misconception as far as what a video like that costs. With even like because there's people that are paying $2,000 for videos that the only thing they're getting extra on the video is a car and a model. You know what I mean? It's like you put $2,000 into our hands, we're looking at it like, damn, we got $1,300 to fucking do whatever the hell we want with it. We can do a lot with $1,300, like a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the difference. Is like, I think that if more people knew that they could get videos to that acumen for a price that's not really that far off from what other companies are charging for, that are keeping a higher percent of it, and people can keep whatever they want. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm just saying right now, and this won't last forever, like it will get to a point where we will have to have our pricing on par with everybody else, and we won't be able to do a music video for somebody for $700. That day will come. But until that day, until the point where we have 35, 40, 50 videos a month, until that day, that's how it's going to operate. And then when it does increase, it'll increase slightly. Weed a couple of people out that might not be able to do it, downgrade it to content packs so they can still work with us. And the videos will get better like that, and we'll be there too. But at the end of the day, right now, it's a unique offering to get a $10,000 video for $2,000 or $3,000. You know what I mean? And I think that's what I want to educate people that's available right now. And it's not like a sale. It's not like a discount. Just the fact that whatever amount of money you give us over $700 is getting spent one for one on the video.
I mean, just off what we said about
like I'm not even charging a fee as a producer. Like I'm producing the videos for free.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And a
how you
producer,
get paid is
like the
separate
video
too.
that we did for Cell, that is $1,000 production fee all day. Has $1,000 production fee written all over it, and it didn't, because I wanted to make the video happen, because the video didn't have a $4,500 budget. It had a $3,500 budget. So I had to, all right, fuck it, I'm not going to get a fee on these videos. Even the one we did with Marley the other day, that one was, I think, like it ended up being like a $1,400 budget, $1,300 budget. I didn't charge a production fee. I spent 8 hours on set, fucking roaming around the building, taking phone calls. You know what I mean? And that's just the level of passion that I have for the shit. Is that's such a unique part of the offering, is that right now you're getting me to produce it for free. And I've produced $80,000 music videos before with some of the most talented videographers in LA. Shout out Jake the Shooter. We've produced over $500,000 in music videos with, I'm talking about custom sets, building walls, painting, 50 people on set. Like, I know how to produce videos up into that caliber. And I'm doing it for zero right now, because it's important to get this production house to be the largest and most efficient production house in the state and the tri-state area. And we're not going to get there charging a production fee early on. We're not going to get there by not spending damn near every dollar that comes in. It's not like, and even then, it's not like any of us are taking home millions from this shit. We're spending every dollar we get, and we're ready to take another room that's going to cost us like $600 more a month.
Yeah,
we're ready to take it on.
I'm very much on the Mr. Beast mindset. I know what my cost of living is, and it's covered. Everything over that, it goes right back into this. And like it just, at no point, and when any video came in, the Cell video came in, and any like bigger budget, at no point do I see, oh, my life changed. Like, I'm happy with my life. I'm good.
Yeah.
And everything goes into this to scale this. And talking about, like you're saying, about like educating people to understand that they can get that. And I think it's really stressing the point to just ask questions to us.
Yeah.
DM WaveChange. It's not like, I feel like it's that, like, you can send us your whole, if you have the wildest idea, you could set up a call. You'll like everything down. You'll
listen to everything.
We'll give you the exact what it would cost for that idea. We'll give you the whole everything without charging. We don't charge a fee to do this inquiry.
Free estimates.
The only time we take money is when you're happy with the idea, and you know how it can be executed and what it costs.
And we've got a day.
And you put the deposit down.
Yeah.
DM the page, set up a meeting, set up a call.
Come in.
Ask
DM
questions.
Shay sets up meetings for artists to come in all the time.
DM NBG Shay. He'll ask questions.
He'll set up a time for you to come tour the office free of charge. You know? And that's a good example too. I'd love to talk about that, because I have never been more fascinated with something in my recent experience than watching the Colin and Samir backstage. Did you watch it yet?
No.
You got to watch it.
I just watched the second episode.
It
so
was
I gotta
one
watch
of my it's everything leading up to the first shot.
Oh, okay.
72 hours before the first shot, what
okay.
that looked like production. They had 43 Alexa LFs on set. They had 1,000 GoPros. They had multiple high-end, like 43 Alexa Minis is the Guinness World Record for the most Alexa Minis. It's $1 million in Alexas.
Yeah,
More than that.
Yeah.
And it's like, I've never been so like, what the fuck? And he's the perfect example of that. The reason why that is because when Amazon approached Mr. Beast and said, yo, we got $100 million for you to do a game show, he didn't say, bet, I'm going to put 50 in my pocket and I'm going to put 50 into this. She said, bet, I'm going to put $100 million into the show. And that's why it's on such a high level, because there is no budget. They have unlimited access to money, and they're not taking, like Mr. Beast is not taking millions of dollars for his pocket. I guarantee it. I guarantee you he might have gotten a separate payment to do the show and act in it, but I guarantee you he didn't touch that production budget. And I guarantee you that nobody's touching that production budget outside of production people that are getting paid to produce the video. They had multiple different producers, directors, and that guy, Mac, is like in it, producing. Like he's helping produce the shit. You know what I mean? And it's like, they're a perfect example of what I'd like to do, because obviously I would love and I will have many, many worldly possessions, but right now a worldly possession doesn't do me any good. We need to buy a warehouse. We need to be doing this in a 10,000 square foot building instead of a 5,000. We need to be doing this in a 40,000 square foot building. Right now we got 5, and the next upgrade, I want to go at least 5 times as big as this, which is going to be a 25,000 square foot warehouse. And we're going to have it. And then boom, we do that. And then we upgrade. They shot the Beast games in an airplane hangar. Like in the Canada Toronto airport, they shot it in an airplane hangar where they store 747s.
Yeah, I mean, like it's seeing the value of building the thing versus the immediate. Oh, I could get I could charge you 1,500 instead of 700. That means I could pocket five. Like the value of gaining that extra $500 versus building this relationship with you, because you might over the next course the next 5 years spend $10,000 with me versus just pocketing that 500 that then scares you away to never book another $500.
Exactly.
It's the value of scaling the thing, and I'm on the same. Like, I know if I dump every dollar that this makes back into it, at some point it'll have such an overflow of income that I'll be able to get all the worldly possessions I want just on the overflow.
Yep.
Just on the oh shit, that like I just have this. Might as well go get new cars.
The thing that a lot of people don't realize, and the thing that is some real business shit that the reason why people don't realize it is that to be a business that doesn't like to be a business that makes a lot of money a year, like $400,000, $500,000, $600,000, $700,000 a year, you have to spend all the money in order to not get absolutely fucked on the taxes. So it has to go on business purposes.
That's what I'm learning.
If I were to buy a Lamborghini right now, I would get fucked on all those taxes. Instead, I have this office and it's a business expense. And I have this huge office with my corner office, all my things in my office, and it's all a business expense. Because I'm not buying worldly possessions. I'm doing business expenses, and we're spending everything that comes in on making the business better. Because if I don't spend it making the business better, I have to give it to Uncle Sam.
And I think that also goes with just the passion. Because I don't want to buy anything else besides other equipment and another room
I would
to build
have more
another
fun
set.
standing in. Like, we were just looking at the picture of what that room looked like. Like, I have more fun standing in one of those rooms looking around at what I think it's going to be than I have ever had driving Lamborghinis. Remember one time I had a Lamborghini Urus for 2 weeks in LA. So I've had these cars. I've driven these cars. I've wrecked a Lamborghini once, you know what I mean? I've driven the Aventador in LA that same 2 week span. Like, and I had more fun in this office looking at when I got to see my office for the first time and envision how and order all the furniture. I had more fun doing that than I did driving the Lamborghini.
I can 100% relate, because nothing made me more excited the other day than rearranging this set and setting it up and seeing what it was going to look like. And now filming this right here, I'm just excited to sit here on this set.
That's what's fun. That's what makes the shit fun.
Those are the people you got to find, and like I'm trying to find and connect with, because Steve's another person like that. Like, because I know Steve is just as excited as I am to buy the new gimbal arm. And those are the people I love being around, because it's just passion for things, like passionate people. Find people who are passionate about the things.
Find people who care about what they do.
I think a lot of people lie to themselves about what they're passionate about. I think whether they subconsciously do it or do it because they feel like they need to be passionate about X, Y, Z because that's how they're gonna get what they want. But there's a lot of people. I mean, we've been through a handful of people who, they've been around a handful of people who think or think they want one thing and then start doing it and then realize that their passion's in something else. But really just sitting down and figuring out what the thing that you're like just takes over your brain. To me, that thing should be pretty obvious, because for me, it just dominates my brain. It's all I want to spend my money on. It's all I want to spend my time on.
Yep.
I stay here till 5 a.m. I'm driving home being like, damn, I don't even want to go. Like, can I sleep? Can I sleep quicker so I can come back here and do more stuff?
I'd be going to bed just ready to come up here in the morning. I look forward to it. I enjoy it.
Finding what that thing is for you is so important.
Genuinely enjoy it.
Find that thing. That's key right there. Thank you to anybody who is still watching to this point. If you're still watching to this point, comment down below. Comment something specific so I know you're a person who watched. Comment, Steve is laying on the couch. See, only people who watch to the end of the episode will know that. Look at here. So comment something about that. Only people who watch to the end of this episode know that Steve was laying right below the camera. Again, appreciate you guys tuning in every week. You can listen on Apple, Spotify, everywhere. And I'm excited for the new year and what's going to come and to expand and grow this podcast. I got some cool ideas, and I think the team's excited, and it's going to be dope. Happy New Year.